So we finally finished the bathroom. So we finally finished the bathroom and I'm finally here to give you guys the reveal. It's been months, honestly. So let's just get into it. Hi guys, welcome in and/or welcome back to my channel, Home of Chrissy T. I'm Chrissy T, and today we are finally doing this bathroom reveal. I have not just been consistent on YouTube in 2024, but also like in 2025, I've already had a bunch of things happen in my life. One being my hair, and I wouldn't say that necessarily happened, but it more like it was something that I had to do. So today we're getting into this final reveal of the bathroom, and honestly I don't plan for this video to be super long. I really just want to show you guys this bathroom, also talk to you. Please hold. Sorry about that, Coco decided to play in the bag while I'm recording. But I want to show you guys what the bathroom turned out like, but we're gonna just kind of circle back just a little bit to the last thing I showed you guys. So the actual last thing I showed you guys was a reel of, or was it a live? It was one of the two of me staining the floating shelves to put into the bathroom. So if you didn't catch that, then I guess you can go back and watch that video. It was really just me staining the shelves. I stained the shelves. They were already up at this point. So I'll insert some clips of what that was looking like during that process. But after that, it was time to go ahead and install the molding on the wall. I used the same molding that I used in my renter-friendly molding hack video, but this time I nailed it to the wall. I think I nailed it to the wall in that original video too when we were living in the other house. But I nailed it to the wall using my brad nailer. If you want a more permanent solution, you can also use glue and all those type of things. But personally, I just wanted to nail it down. I did caulk some areas, but with the molding, personally, I just didn't feel like it needed. But I'll let you guys be the judge of that. You can comment down below once you see these clips of what that looks like without caulking on it. And I obviously painted everything black because the whole goal with this bathroom was to be a color drenched black bathroom with gold and brown accents. So some of you guys may remember that in 2024 I mentioned that my goal was to get the bathroom done before Thanksgiving because I was having family come over. Well, I did. I had family come over and I also got the bathroom literally the day before everyone arrived. That was such a struggle, but I decided last minute on a change for where the mirror was gonna go. If you didn't see some of the original clips, then in some of the original videos, which I'll have linked down below, then you don't know that like we pulled down the builder gray mirror that was in this bathroom and it left giant holes in the wall. I repaired those properly, but I wanted to do something on this wall that was a little bit different than just black paint and also different than just wallpaper. Because the first idea was to take the wallpaper from the faucet height up and then across the ceiling, which we did put wallpaper on the ceiling, but I did not do it on the back wall. The second idea was to tile that black wall with black Zelish tiles in a square format. The price for that was just gonna be way too much for this to be a power bathroom, and I was like, that's not a commitment I'm willing to make. So we didn't do that. But then I found this panel at Home Depot, which I'll be inserting some clips now of what that looked like. This panel was about $48 to $50-ish, depending on where you are in the world. Your Home Depot may have a different price. But I picked this up. It was one giant panel. I went ahead and had them cut it down to size for me while I was at Home Depot, and they cut it down perfectly. But honestly, when I got home, it was like too perfect. It needed to be off by a little bit so it can fit in this small space. Because guys, I feel like that was the hardest part of this project, was working in such a small space. But yeah, got that home, and this is what we did with it next. So like I said, this bowl was just slightly too big, so the first thing I did was go ahead and take it outside and trim it down just a sliver bit before heading back inside to go ahead and remove the light fixture so we can measure out everything perfectly. I apologize, you guys may not have the best lighting. I had to cut the power in here so that I can take this light fixture down. So that is what we are going to do now, is go ahead and start disassembling the light fixture, of which I can't reach. So if you guys been following me for a long time, then you know I've actually never done any kind of electrical work. So this was the first time I'm actually getting in there to remove a light fixture and also replace that light fixture. Even though I've never done electrical, this was actually pretty easy to do. Once I cut the power to the bathroom, it was pretty much just unscrewing this light fixture and then removing the caps from the attached cords and then removing the light fixture. I highly recommend it if you've never done it before. Obviously watch a YouTube video, but it's really easy to do and the junction box is very easy to access. Removing this light fixture was a required step prior to putting up the panel because I didn't want that hole in the panel to be as big as the junction box, but just so you know. Obviously you can leave this panel as is, but like I said, I decided to paint it black. The whole goal is that this is a color drenched bathroom and therefore that is what we're going to do. So I had to sand it, prime it, and then paint it black. If you don't do those steps, then the paint is just going to literally peel off because of the material it's made of. I think it's a chipboard on the back and then some type of veneer on the front. So if you want to paint this board a different color, you definitely can. Highly recommend sanding, priming, and then painting them. So with the board finally cut to size, I went ahead and removed all the tape and everything from it, and now it was time to sand. I believed I used a 200 grit sandpaper. I will comment in the description if I did use a different size of sandpaper for this, but you really just want a light sanding. Think of like if you're sanding IKEA furniture, you just want to kind of scuff the surface so that the primer can stick to it. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my 1-inch Forstner bit to drill that hole for my light fixture cords to come through from the back. If you don't have a 1-inch Forstner bit, you can just use your jigsaw and kind of trace out a hole and then cut around that as well. Now the last step I completed before taking this panel inside to mount onto the wall was priming the board itself. I used the Zinsser Benz primer. I'll insert a picture of what it was to just go ahead and prime it and let it dry. So I had to do this part off camera because it took a lot of finesse. As a one-person job, highly recommend 2 people for this. But I got the board up and installed and I pulled the wires through for the light fixture. It looks a hot mess right now. It does, but it looks a mess because it's gonna look better. I had to prime this, like I've already said. I had to sand it and prime it so that the paint that I'm putting on it can attach well. And as you can see, like if you do the scratch test, if your primer is holding up, then your paint is gonna hold up. So that's good to go. We are ready for a coat of paint on this, and then I just need to go around and install all of the trim in the bathroom. The only piece I have up so far is this side, but I need to put one on this here and here, and then I also need to put in the chair rail molding that's gonna go around. But we're so close to being done. Sometimes when I'm doing these DIY projects, I really try to get them done, especially when my husband's at work or anything like that, so that when he comes home, it's kind of like an awe and shock kind of moment. So was trying to get this in there by myself, struggling, did not have a ladder, very much giving I might be back in physical therapy kind of vibes because of like the dangerous things I was standing on and like not really just being super safe. So I highly recommend standing on a ladder and even working with someone else if you have the option to do so. But I got it in there. We got it in there and we got it nailed onto the wall. Now you can glue this onto the wall, but I did not. And one thing I also did prior to putting it on the wall is drill a hole in it for my light parts to come through. And finally, guys, it was time to paint this final wall black. Yes, black. And I just want to know, what did you guys guess that the color was? Because in 3, 2, 1, I'm going to tell you that the color that I chose for this bathroom was Caviar by Sherwin. I absolutely love the color. Sometimes I wish I would have gone with the color that had a little bit more depth as far as brownness in it. However, I still really love the color of the black in here. It's very much a true black and it looks stunning on every wall in here. And every time I have guests over, they absolutely love this bathroom and they're like, oh my God. And they're like, I just want to spend the whole time in here. And I'm like, I know. I chose the perfect color. But anywho, got these first couple of coats of paint on, and then I let that dry for a while because once again, I did not have a ladder. So I started at the bottom. I did have to also paint in these crevices, so that's something to keep in mind when you're priming, or if you choose to go with this board and paint it, you must paint in the crevices as well, because otherwise you will be able to tell the difference. Now, I did get the most beautiful light fixture I could find that matched the vibes that I was going for in this bathroom. And it is just like this brushed gold vibes, which were perfect. If I didn't say this already, the gold of this bathroom is kind of like a Japan type feel, but with a color drench, like moody Japan. That was the inspiration for the artwork that's on the ceiling, as well as the color in the bathroom, and just like the overall feel. And also because the mirror that is gonna go in here is from Japan. Like, I felt like I really worked this project around this mirror because I wanted an opportunity to use it, because I got it for free in Japan. And so that was really the whole goal with this. But yeah, so I got this beautiful light fixture. I also ordered light plates to go on the light switches in the bathroom and the plugs, but they came in the awfulish color of yellow gold. And while I was tempted to send it back, I was kind of on a time crunch with this being like a few days before Thanksgiving. And I was like, well, I had already searched Lowe's and Home Depot, and they didn't have the same shade of gold I was looking for. What I did have was some rub and buff and antique brass. And I found that this was the perfect way to antique the gold and bring down the yellow in the switches that I had, switch plates that I had picked up. So quick update. I am just gonna go ahead and clean the bathroom up really nicely because there's like dust and all that stuff everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. The panel is up and two of the molding boxes are up. I only need to do one more big one and one small one. But other than that, the bathroom is almost done, besides like paint, touch-up paint. And then I still haven't spray painted the faucet for the sink just yet, but that might have to wait till after Thanksgiving, just because I don't know if I'll be able to get it done in time. But I also need to hang up the mirror, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the bathroom really quick and show you guys what it's looking like with the boxes installed, and then I'm going to paint what is left needs to be painted, and do touch-up paint, so we can kind of get a full visual of where we're at as of today. Today we have today is Wednesday, November something. Next week is Thanksgiving, so that should give you a timeline of where we are. But we're trying to get this done for Thanksgiving because, like I said, I have guests, and I'm trying to put some Christmas decor in here and like really style the shelves really cute. I have all my Christmas stuff like right out in front of me as we're speaking, so my house is kind of a mess, and I don't need my house to be a mess for Thanksgiving. So I'm gonna clean, roll the montage. Now, the last thing I actually ended up doing in this bathroom was adding a chair rail molding, just generally around the whole bathroom, except one side, which I still haven't done to this day, but we're not gonna talk about that. I'll get to that when I get there. Honestly, I felt like this project slowly just dragged out, and that was essentially something that I regretted when it came to recording this bathroom process. Because it wasn't more like how my mom's bathroom process was. If you haven't watched those videos, that's like a 3-part series, but it was a little bit more consistent for you guys because I had already pre-recorded everything. So when it came to editing, it was like, okay, this is gonna be part 1, this is gonna be part 2, this is gonna be part 3. Well, with this, I feel like I was just like dragging you guys through the months. So I think we started this project back in July of 2024, and now it's 2025, and you guys are finally getting a final reveal. Okay, so that is something I regret, and that is why moving forward in any project that I do in my home that is gonna take an extensive amount of work, I'm gonna go ahead and pre-record it so that you guys can get it in a timely manner, so it doesn't feel like I'm dragging you guys throughout a project, and that like you aren't like having to just wait so many months to see a reveal of a project. I feel like that wasn't fair to you guys. So all of that to say, we are finally at a grand reveal of this bathroom, and this is how it turned out. These clips are of when I had it styled for Christmas, because I did decorate my shelves like I promised you guys I would. But this is how the bathroom turned out. So the last thing we did before I show you guys the final reveal is install my beautiful mirror from Japan. And now we're just gonna have a look back at what this bathroom looked like before and then what it looks like now. So taking you guys back, if you can remember, this is what our powder bathroom was looking like as soon as we first moved into our home. It's very builder grade, very basic, and very beige. While there are some projects I still need to complete as far as like the toilet paper holder and replacing the towel ring, I feel like transforming this space from this boring beige color to the color drench of black in this space really helped to really bring life into the space and create a beautiful atmosphere for when my guests are enjoying my home. This is what the final reveal looked like. I would have to say that by far my favorite detail in the new bathroom is the ceiling and the slatted wall, but I want to know, what is your favorite detail that we added into this space? Comment down below, let's have a discussion. I want to know your thoughts. All right, guys, that is gonna be all. I do hope that you finally enjoyed this reveal of the bathroom. This was such a tiny space to work in overall, but it felt like it just took forever, like I've already said. But moving forward, I'm excited for the next projects in the house. I don't know what that's gonna be yet. Right now, I'm considering either living room or our bedroom, and I've really been wanting to focus on our bedroom because I feel like I want to make that a super cozy and wonderful place to be when it's time to just go to bed and just like kind of your body just wants to unwind once you step into this space. And right now, it does not feel like that at all. It's beige walls just like these. So that might be the next project that I get started on, and I have a big plan for that space and just overall the colors in that space. So I hope that you guys will stick around and join me for the DIYs that are to come, but also I will be sharing more lifestyle content as my life kind of just doesn't revolve around just DIYs right now. Essentially, I own my own small business, Made It Cute Events and Parties, over on Instagram. But in my life kind of just revolves around that and just overall my health at this moment. So that is where we are. I hope you guys will continue to follow along. We are at 1,101 subscribers as of today, February the 1st. So I hope you guys will stick along for that. I also have a Galentine's Day video coming up soon. It won't be out in time for Galentine's because it's going to be on February 15th. So it'll be after Valentine's that you guys will see that video. So stick around. We have a couple of videos on the list for this year so far, and I cannot wait to share them with you guys. Thank you as always for your patience and for staying along for the journey. I will see you guys next time. Bye.